Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily news television show broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 10 million views.
We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ plus brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in the LGBTQ community.
There's no other news program in the LGBT world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Wednesday, August 13th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we'll tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community.
Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate on the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 10,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, Pride Fete, our nonprofit 501c3 magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2025, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this very table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ plus community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome my brother from another mother. He's Dale Stine. He's a celebrated photographer in the LGBTQ plus community. He's also the director of music ministry at the famous Unity on the Bay and a moderator of Miami Gay List. So Dale, North Beach LGBTQ plus and Friends Happy Hour will be at Kelly's Pub on August 20th. Tell me what's happening out.
Well, on August 20th, Wednesday, Kelly's Pub in Fort Lauderdale will welcome guests for Rotation Wednesdays. It's a lively happy hour experience featuring North Beach Happy Hour Corner specials. Kelly's Pub will open its doors from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. for an evening filled with great drinks, delicious food, and unbeatable prices. Patrons will enjoy a selection of signature food options designed to bring together friends, neighbors, and visitors. Rotation Wednesdays promises a relaxed and welcoming atmosphere perfect for unwinding midweek. North Beach LGBTQ plus Friends is known for offering a space for LGBTQ plus individuals, especially seniors, to connect, feel safe, and find meaningful connections. For more details, visit northbeachlgbtqandfriends.org. Well, first of all, that address landed very oddly on the screen. and friends. I think this is such a great concept. The rotating Wednesdays, getting different nonprofits from the community involved, and it's such a good early hour for the Blue Plate special. You know?
You'll be home by 7, bitch. I mean, think about it.
I have so many. I don't go to bed like 2 in the morning, so I've got a lot of hours to get nothing done when I get home. Anyway,
no, but like you said, Dale, the times that we're in, we all need to get together, right? And we need our crew, we need our people, we need the people who support us. And maybe you don't have your crew, right? And you're looking for your crew. At these meetups is where you should start to go find these crew members that you so long for. You might even meet a boo. I mean, think about it, and the fact that you're rotating at different businesses, right? Like when we were reading this during the read through, I'm like, where is Kelly's Pub, right? And, William was able to tell me that it's on Oakland and Federal. And then I knew exactly which place we were talking about. So I love this. I'm all about this.
I got lost when he said, discount drinks and food. That stopped me right there. I'm a bear, so we're going to eat.
So, dude, I'm a big fan. But I saw that chicken sandwich on that flyer and then fried. Baby, that's what you had to tell me. If you got places to sit and places to eat, I will be there on time and then leave promptly as soon as I'm done with my meal. This looks very fun.
I'm just saying. Well, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at North Beach LGBTQ Plus and Friends Happy Hour at Kelly's Pub on August 20th. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Yes, Bonnie Builder's back at the table, baby, and we missed you like crazy. She is the premier South Florida bodybuilding drag queen and the forever reigning Mixed Mary's Wilton Manors. Bon, the Pride Center at Equality Park, will screen Finding Vivian Maier on August 22nd. Tell me what's happening out.
Oh, yeah. The Pride Center at Equality Park will host the next installment of its Films at the Center series on Thursday, August 22nd from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., featuring the acclaimed documentary Finding Vivian Maier, presented by Women with Pride. This film series highlights women's stories and offers audiences the chance to explore impactful narratives together. The evening will take place at the Pride Center, and admission will be free for all attendees, including complimentary popcorn. The event is supported by the Our Fun Foundation and aims to create a welcoming space for community members to connect over a cinema that celebrates women's voices. Finding Vivian Maier will introduce viewers to the mysterious life and extraordinary street photography of Vivian Maier, whose work was discovered posthumously. Films at the Center is a film series focusing on women's stories. More details are available on pridecenterflorida.org. This is important and this is mandatory. If you out there talking about you appreciate women and you listen to their voices, this is an opportunity to prove that. This is an event where you sit down, listen, experience, enjoy this visual storytelling. Know this person. Vivian Maier sounds like an incredible person. And you're going to support women. We all love, raise your hand if you support women. Faye, I swear to God. We all support women here, so you better show up.
Right, and this, Vivian's work is really, really, really beautiful.
Tell us what you know, please. Tell us what you know.
Well, I mean, it's just this, and the street photography, it just, the life that she captured, and all black and white, because of the era, it was black and white.
No, of course.
And then, she worked as a nanny, and she was quite poor. And so near the end of her life, she was actually supported by some people who had been the children she had been a nanny to.
Oh, wow.
So to be discovered posthumously, I guess, is better than not being discovered at all.
Yeah.
And yet, it's a sad thing.
Right?
But it's also very important that her work is being seen and being shown and being shared, and that her name will carry a legacy and that her work will carry a legacy.
Yeah,
so I think that's awesome.
Well, and a big shout out going out to the Women with Pride. All right. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Lolly, Diana, you guys are incredible. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Last week, they played Passing, which was another incredible movie. And they're going to be doing a lot more movies like this, which is awesome. Like what a fun event. Free popcorn. It's free.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how many more reasons do you need aside from you're going to see an incredible movie? This is fantastic. A Thursday evening, a Thursday afternoon, doing this with a couple of people. And again, you might meet some people that, feel the same way you do about certain things. You might want to have lunch with them another time. You just never know, Big shout out to Robert Boo over there at the Pride Center for all he does. You're a tall self. What were you going to say, William?
I went online, I looked at a bunch of her photos, and they were just amazing. Some of her photos actually have her images, like in a store window and stuff like that, so you can see the reflection. Her self-portraits were amazing. How she did it, though, it wasn't just like a selfie. It was really, really thoughtful the way she did it. And also, too, this is our history, and this is something to be proud of, and this role model for people.
Yeah. Yeah, Franchesca?
Yeah, I think it's really great. It's kind of congruent with the events at Kelly's. They're great places for us to meet like-minded people.
Yeah.
It's better than scrolling on Tinder or Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
And thanks for your knowledge of Viv, because I was an au pair for 5 years. So those bitches better take care of me when I get older.
She's gonna send them like a screenshot going, look what they did. Look what they did.
Look at the documentary.
100%. They're still in my life. So yeah, this is happening.
I love that.
love it.
Well, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at the Pride Center at Equality Park's Finding Vivian Maier on August 22nd. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by liking and sharing Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table the beautiful Franchesca D'Amore. She's an advocate and holistic life coach and so much more. She is the founder of Trans Ed and the executive committee member of the Broward Regional HIV Planning Council. Franchesca, Stonewall screens Camp Classic All About Eve on August 14th. Tell me what's happening out.
On Thursday, August 14th, South Florida will continue its partnership with the Stonewall National Museum and Archives by screening the timeless camp classic All About Eve. If you haven't seen it, you've got to come watch it. This monthly series, held every second Thursday at 1300 East Sunrise Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, will feature films every LGBTQ person should see, alternating between camp gems and cinematic masterpieces. The 1950 classic, often ranked among the top 100 films ever made, follows an aging Broadway star whose generosity towards an ambitious newcomer backfires when the protege schemes to take over her career. Sounds like theater to me. The evening will begin at 6:30 p.m. with a brief trivia game before the screening. Admission will be free, though donations to the Stonewall Museum will be encouraged. Stonewall National Museum and Archives is a safe, welcoming place that promotes understanding and preserves and shares the history and culture of the LGBTQIA+ community. Guests are asked to RSVP by mailing Monique, MONIQUE, at stonewallmuseum.org. This is actually one of my favorite movies.
Is it really?
Yeah. So Betty Davis has this famous line, you know, buckle up your seats. It's going to be a bumpy night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked in professional theater, and wow, all of the characters, it's chock full of amazing real theater characters, from critics to the protege to the director to, it's like I was telling you earlier, it's like an American novela. It's got all the drama, all the attitude, and it's just really great theater with the great acting, but on the cinema. So I would implore anybody to come and see it. It's great.
I love that they're doing these cult classics, which were just classics before they became cult classics.
Yeah.
Right.
When I lived in New York back in the former century, not the 1800s, the 1900s. Anyway, there was St. Mark's Playhouse, not to be confused with St. Mark's Bathhouse, although I was there too. But St. Mark's, they showed old films, and they always did double features. And I saw so many films from way before my time, hard to believe. And they showed this type of film, All About Eve, this kind of thing. And I think it's fantastic, especially for the younger generations, to be exposed to the new kids, to be exposed to these older films and art pieces, because they are classics. And that's so much of our humor and our own innate campiness that we're like born into comes from these films, you know?
Yeah.
One-liners, things, the way we read, drag, it's so much of it.
Yeah, of
I
course.
would love to see it on Broadway as a musical. It would totally rock. It would be amazing.
Agreed.
What other movie would you add to this list? Okay, because Robert Keston is asking over at the Stonewall Museum, right? Because these are every movie that LGBTQ plus should see in their lifetime. Okay, and this is one of them. What would you add?
The Women is at the top of the list.
The Women?
The original one, not the remake. The original with George Cukor. And Dinner at 8 is amazing. Jean Harlow's in it.
William?
Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. I was thinking Mommy Dearest. I was thinking Bound, because I'm a lesbian.
If we're talking
Bond, I
like
loved.
throwback, like before Christ, then let's go back to the 90s.
Okay.
There's this film, there's this film called Trick with Coco Peru.
What?
A friend of mine.
That is such an easy film to
because your eye burns.
The one who plays the trick, though you know what I'm talking about, that man is hard.
Yeah.
With the ears, that man is fine. And Coco Peru is hilarious.
Yes.
She gets a little in the eye and she goes on about that. But
Peru is a dear friend.
You need to watch Trick.
And then more recent than, or around the same, I forget what year. Victor Victoria. I forget what year.
Victor Victoria.
yes.
It's a classic.
Victor Victoria. I can see them playing that one as well. And that is a classic. And again, we have to school this new generation, right? There's strength in numbers, and you guys need to see what we went through and what generations before us went through, you know? All About Eve, you said was 1950s or something? I mean, God, like, again, we can't forget our history. We're being erased left and right. We're not going to allow that to happen when it comes to movies that talk about our history, you know?
But you know, there's going to be a sequel, and it's all about me.
Hi, William. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at All About Eve screening on August 14th, and that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table my friend, William Haas. Grrr. Will is a bi-coastal real estate professional and is the past president of South Florida's most popular gay social club, the Bears of South Florida. Grrr. He also serves as a board member of Naples Pride and an advisory board member of Freedom Waters. Will, so South Florida is set to shine at Ripple Effect, a night of giving on October 9th. Tell me what's happening out.
On October 9th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., South Florida's philanthropic spirit will take center stage at Ripple Effect, a night of giving, presented by the Freedom Waters Foundation. Taking place at the picturesque Marine Max Pompano Beach waterfront showroom. This elegant evening will unite changemakers, business leaders, and community champions for the shared cause. Guests will indulge in signature cocktails, gourmet bites featuring a sushi boat, and a vibrant live DJ performance under the stars. The night will also feature cigar lounge, dancing, networking, and the glamour of waterfront setting. Proceeds will support Freedom Waters Foundation. Freedom Waters Foundation mission aims to enhance the well-being of children and adults with disabilities and veterans through therapeutic boating experiences. More information is available at freedomwaters.org, but the tickets are only $100, and this is going to be proven to be a great event. My thing is that we forget that there are LGBT that are disabled. There are LGBT veterans too that also need to experience this, and it's really important to come support an organization. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually going to be emceeing it, so you definitely have to come for this one.
Oh, I love that.
And the sushi boat is actually going to be a boat with sushi on it in the middle of the showroom.
But see, I was going to volunteer for this event, right? Because I personally, I love the logo. I think the logo was beautiful, right?
It's really beautiful.
Right? Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But I was going to volunteer, and I was going to allow you to put the sushi on my body.
Ooh, here we go.
You can float on the boat.
It's like Sex in the
That'd
City.
be a lesbian sushi float, but there's another joke in there too.
You can be the how about the mermaid? You can be the mermaid.
I could be the mermaid. But I mean, like you said, like, you know, people forget, right? We have disability pride. Nobody talks about it, right? It's actually super important, right? I mean, and there are LGBTQ plus folks who are veterans and disabled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did not know about this organization before I read this story today. I'm embarrassed to admit, but it's such an amazing organization, and what a cause. And it seems very niche, but it's not nearly as niche as you know I first think, you know. So important.
You know, it's also for you know, straight kids too with disabilities and veterans, but it's for everybody, and that's what we forget. We always forget that part of our community that's there, and no one speaks up about them. So this organization actually helps them. So we need to get out there and support this organization and help our community that's underserved and basically underprivileged.
Yeah, no, you know what, William, you're always saving the world. I freaking love you. Let's talk about how cheap the price ticket is. Francesca, okay, we go to many events. We go to too many events sometimes, and we see some of these ticket items, and we're like, $350 for what?
For $500.
No, you know who I'm talking about. It just went up. It just went up, okay? And we're like, oh my God. When he said $100, I was blown away. You?
$100, you can't even buy a pair of new shoes. I mean,
I like the way she thinks of that one. Yeah.
Great. I think that appeals to more people, and you'll bring in more people to the event. So I think that's really great.
And the setting sounds amazing too.
Yeah,
really
yeah. Pompano Beach has some beautiful places overlooking the water.
Yep, this big marina with the big luxury lots right there, and you know, you can also volunteer your boats if anybody has a boat. You know, and also you could volunteer to help out on these boat trips, and you get free lunch and stuff. So
I love that. All right. So, contact them or contact you, because I think that's a wonderful thing. Again, volunteering in our community is so important. I mean, none of these events that we go to or talk about would be possible without volunteers. So thank you for bringing that up. And Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at the Ripple Effect, a night of giving on October 9th. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of Hotspots Happening Outs, the FayWhat Show. Faye, Miami Beach is to host a magical SHENiTE rooftop party on August 16th. Tell me what's happening out.
Yes, it's girls' night, baby. It's all about the women, all right? And the people who love us, of course. On Saturday, August 16th, Miami Beach will come alive as SHENiTE returns for another unforgettable night of music, magic, and community. Running from 8 p.m. to 2 in the morning, the event will take place at 723 Lincoln Lane North, parallel to Lincoln Road, with the rooftop venue located above the Lincoln Eatery. Presented by Twisted Tonic and featuring beats by DJ Louis Olino, SHENiTE promises a vibrant atmosphere under the moonlit Miami sky. With no cover charge, it is sponsored by RTD. SHENiTE is Miami's newest monthly soiree for ladies who just want to have fun. More details are available at SHENiTE Sobe on Instagram. And, I'm all about elevating the experiences for women and people who love us, and all about also reminding people that there are incredible events in Miami, that are still starting up and being gay. The people who say that Miami is no longer gay, you're lying, okay? Because it's gay as hell, all right? And just having this kind of party on a rooftop off Lincoln Road is a little nostalgic, because it takes me back to the girl parties that used to exist back in the day on Lincoln Road, you know what I mean? And SHENiTE and Onyx are doing incredible things. So, I love this, and I look forward to just another safe space for our girls and the folks who love us.
So if you haven't been to Twisted Tonic, that's the bar downstairs in the Lincoln Eatery, and then the rooftop is owned by the same people who do Twisted Tonic. And it's huge, it's mammoth, and it really is a beautiful setting. Edison Farrow has been doing parties there. They've been doing, Save has done some parties there.
Outshine has done something there,
they're really working with the community as well. And it's just a beautiful setting. And SHENiTE, this is their third or fourth, I forget, I think they've done. But quite successful, quite a beautiful setting. And it's bringing South Beach nightlife back for the gay, and the lesbian.
And again, how we were saying before, more people are doing things like this that aren't just a circuit party, that aren't just inside of a club, that you're able to move away from the music and talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is such a wonderful thing, Franchesca, what do you think about a safe space for women and people who love us?
So it's really interesting, because through the years, I have lots of women that have come up to me and they're like, well, what's happening around town. Where can I go meet a girl? And as we know, there aren't a lot of places for women to go to. The bars are like non-existent at this point. So this is such a great opportunity to go out and get your buy on if you want to. Just kind of snoop around and see what's happening, see what you like. But I tell them, don't come with me, because they'll flirt with me first. True story.
All the girls want Franchesca.
Wow.
Well. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you and etc. at the Miami Beach magical SHENiTE rooftop party on August 16th. That is the big LGBTQ+ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ+ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Hotspots magazine showcases Broadway across South Florida's spectacular 25-26 season. Our Hotspots Happening Out LGBTQ lifestyle magazine, Hotspots, is back with the Broadway Across South Florida edition. This new edition sheds light on the spectacular new Broadway Across South Florida season at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. The Bank of America Broadway in Fort Lauderdale 2025-2026 lineup promises 6 South Florida premieres, plus 2 beloved favorites. Audiences can look forward to Life of Pi, Kimberly Akimbo, Water for Elephants, and Juliet, Back to the Future, and Hell's Kitchen, alongside the return of Les Miserables and Riverdance 30, The New Generation. Susie Krasa, president of Broadway Across America, said, quote, "This spectacular 25-26 Tony Award-winning season coming to the Broward Center features 6 South Florida premieres plus 2 fan favorites. We're delighted to once again be bringing an outstanding lineup of the newest and hottest shows from Broadway directly to the Broward Center," end quote. Highlights include the Olivier award-winning Life of Pi with jaw-dropping visuals, the circus-themed romance of Water for Elephants, the revolutionary staging of Les Miserables, and the pop anthem-packed feminist twist in Anne Juliet. Audiences will also travel through time in Back to the Future, the musical, and dive into Alicia Keys' New York-inspired Hell's Kitchen, and experience the heartfelt coming-of-age story Kimberly Akimbo. For dance lovers, Riverdance 30 brings a fresh generation of performers and updated choreography to the iconic Irish dance phenomenon. Season ticket packages are on sale now at BroadwayInFortLauderdale.com. Whether you're a lifetime theater-going or a first-time Broadway fan, this season is set to deliver unforgettable performances right in the heart of Fort Lauderdale. To know more, grab the free copy of the upcoming issue of Hotspots magazine on stands tomorrow, August 14th. You guys know that I'm a musical head, and most of us in our community are. You know, I mean, we find movies or we find theater, topics to kind of escape to, when you're not out, and even when you are out, I would, when I was a kid, I lived in Jersey, and, the armpit of the United States, right? And so I lived in North Jersey. I didn't know much about South Jersey. So I could jump on the bus and be in the city in 20 minutes. And that's what I used to do, was cut school and go see off-Broadway shows, So this runs through my veins. And Les Mis was the first play I ever saw in person.
Wow.
So Broadway at the Broward Center. The Broward Center, one, is an incredible venue. Let's start there. There is almost no bad seat in that place, okay? And they've been bringing it each season. I thought last year was incredible. This year sounds even more. I saw Back to the Future at the West End. Yes, I dropped that. And it was incredible. So for them to bring that to here, to us, to be able to see live, I can't wait. Riverdance, who knew? 30 years later.
Right.
People are still dancing in those clogs. Who knew?
Now it's walkers.
Who knew? Don't be laughing, Bonnie. You tried that.
And I think it's great they're bringing the Alicia Keys. I think that's fantastic. The lineup is great. I mean, it's a great mix.
Something for everyone.
Fresh,
Something for everyone.
And Riverdance, 30 years, that freaks me out. I mean, wow.
You were an
a little
adult 30
bit
years
too.
ago. I'm also a growing fan of theater. My husband and I recently saw Lion King in theater. There's just something about being engulfed in the experience, to feel the sounds of the music, to hear the tapping of the shoes from the river dancing and whatnot, and to see the costumes in person, the theatrics, the makeup. If you need something to do, if you are tired of going to the bars, if you're tired of the bowling, if you're tired of going to the beach every dang day, go to theater. Dress up, dust off your slacks, put a crease down the middle, and go see a lovely show that they just mentioned to you. These are some spectacular shows that you will not want to miss.
And I have to say, I've been fortunate enough to see many, many Broadway shows in New York and off-Broadway shows. And I've seen, the tours here at the Broward Center. One of my favorites was Phantom of the Opera, which is closed down in New York now. But the show that they put on here at the Broward Center was just spectacular. It was as good as what you get on Broadway. So get your tickets, because you'll get your money's worth, and it's just great culture.
Right.
And you're also not paying New York prices, you're paying Florida prices. Seriously, I mean, so it makes it affordable. Well, because New York plays can be very expensive.
No, you're absolutely right.
I'm not the senior in the group, just
Call them out.
William is like, I'm going to the 2 p.m. showing. I get it. No, but you're absolutely right. Those tickets can run you $300 and up real easy, unless you wait on that long ass line or win the lottery. And by lottery, I mean the ticket lottery. I mean, so So I love it. Big shout out going out to all the folks over at Hotspots. I know that Dale has been a long-time photographer for them. Jeff Sterling, Scott Holland, for all you do. We adore you. I mean, I'm not just saying that because, we're part of the same company. I'm just saying that everything that they do is very intentional for our community, including this. It's like we have Broadway heads in our community. We've got to do and dedicate a whole.
And I want to give a shout out to Frank Mendez because he's the graphic designer. And Maria also does a lot of graphics.
Yes.
Graphics people do so much work and don't always get kudos and props.
Thank you, graphics people. I didn't even know who you were till now. So, hi, Maria. Who's the other one?
You know Maria.
¿Cómo se llama el otro?
Frank Mendez.
Frank. Hi, Frank. How you doing, boo? That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Dale Stine, and let's queer up entertainment. Tom Blyth and Russell Tovey turn up the heat in Plainclothes. Get ready for a love story wrapped in danger and desire. The first trailer for Plainclothes is here, and it's sizzling. The film stars Tom Blyth as Lucas, a young police officer in New York State, who's recruited for his looks and youthful charm to join a special task force. His job? Frequenting gay cruising spots to lure and arrest men who try to hook up with him. But everything changes when Lucas encounters Andrew, played by Russell Tovey. As their connection deepens and the police pressure mounts, Lucas faces an impossible choice between duty and desire, leading to a tense New Year's Eve showdown where secrets threaten to explode. The trailer, it captures both the high-stakes paranoia and the scorching chemistry between Blyth and Tovey. Lucas is caught between yearning for connection and fearing exposure, making for a gripping, emotionally charged watch. Directed and written by Carmen Emmy, Plainclothes premiered at the 2025 Sundance Film Festival, winning the U.S. Dramatic Special Jury Award for an ensemble cast. Also starring in the film are Amy Forsyth, Christian Cook, Maria Dizia, and Gabe Fazio. The film hits theaters September 19th, 2025. Well, I did watch the trailer, and it looks hot. And I will go to the lengths of the earth for Russell Tovey's ears and further. But not only is he hot and also out and has those fierce ears, he's a fine actor. So, yeah.
Did you see the trailer?
I did just now. And
does it smell like entrapment and fear? Because that's what it sounds like.
I'm adding this to a list of movies that's easy to when the volume is on mute.
Okay.
Like, these two people in this film are incredibly attractive. And I don't care that only one of them is openly gay. I want to see them hold hands. This looks, I've said this many a times, when you introduce more queer stories, you get more unique storytelling. I've yet to see a film like this, ever. So like, I'm already engaged with like what's going to happen with this. Because like, as a big fan of cruising, I want to know what happens when a cop and a cruiser fall in love. Or whatever's about to happen in this film.
I can tell you about entrapment,
No, it's okay. It's all right.
So, every time I go to the bathroom, there's never a hot guy in the bathroom like this. But two, I've been going to the bathroom like this looking to hook up for years for free, and I could have gotten paid for it. Now I know.
Okay, well, we're going to have sex eventually, so let's just go.
That's commercial.
We'll be right back. It'll take them 2 minutes. Listen, I love movies that delve into stuff that could really happen. You understand?
Or that does happen.
This is happening. You know what I mean? This is happening right now. This is happening in other countries. This is happening right here, So like, to see it in front of you, and go see this movie on the big screen, right? Like, pay your ducats and go see it on the big screen because it deserves for you to see his ears that big.
Right.
I was watching the trailer and I just thought sandwich. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
You know what they say about big ears? Big ears, big feet.
Okay.
Big ears, I can't wear a hat. That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Bonnie Builder, and let's corp entertainment. Could Bowen Yang be the first ever gay host of SNL Weekend Update? Bowen Yang might just make history on Saturday Night Live, appearing with fellow comedian Matt Rogers on Hot Ones Versus to promote the 2025 La Costa Rica Culture Awards. Their tongue-in-cheek take on an award show, Yang floated an idea that instantly lit up fan speculation. Rogers teased, quote, "We both auditioned for Saturday Night Live, but only you were asked to join. If you could have me replace any current SNL cast, who would it be?" End quote. After trying to sidestep the question, Yang finally went for it, saying, quote, "I'm going to give Shay and Colin the chop so that you and I can do Update together," end quote. On this, Rogers shot back, quote, "We'd give a new, fresh take. Hey, Colin. Hey, Shay. You burnt," end quote. Colin Jost and Michael Shay have co-hosted Weekend Update since 2014. Rumors of their possible departure have been swirling, and with Yang's rising profile, the thought of the first openly gay Update anchor is one fans won't be able to shake. Ooh. Now, I'm all for this. I've never been opposed to Michael Shay and Colin Jost. Which one's with Scarlett Johansson? Not the black one.
No, the other one, Colin.
Colin's with Scarlett Johansson. So he fine.
He all right. He don't got to work.
He don't need to work ever again. He was doing this for volunteer hours because that incident that happened years ago. So I think easily
the most money of
you could
anybody.
have Bowen Yang. That would be hilarious. He's already comfortable in the environment. He loves to talk. They've been having their podcast, I'm going to get it. La Culturistas, boom, forever now.
Yeah.
So like that would be an easy transition. What do y'all think?
Yeah. I mean, would we lose him as a part of the rest of the cast in other skits? Because he's great. Like when they said that, when they told Bowen Yang to do JD Vance, I was like, this shit ain't going to work. It was hysterical. He made it work. The man is, he's super talented.
And super versatile.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, I would love to have him there, but would we lose him on the other side of it? William?
He lost me at first, though.
Franchesca, you a Bowen Yang fan?
I love him. I think he's so hilarious. There was a skit with him and his partner a couple, maybe 6 months ago, and it was like there were straight couples around the table, and he was just hilarious. And it would be great representation to see his face more and more and more. We need more representation.
Especially in that iconic spot.
Yeah.
Always. And I mean, and he's representing.
spot.
He's representing so many boxes there. You know what I mean? That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Asian, short.
Cute. He's cute. Yeah. Remember him in Wicked? He was so cute in Wicked. You don't remember him in Wicked? Okay. All right. Well, I want to do a quick reminder that before Bowen or Kate and before Totino's or Gays in Space, there was Terry Sweeney. All right. Back in SNL's 11th season, during the height of the AIDS crisis, Sweeney was not only the first openly gay actor on the NBC show's cast, but the first openly gay person on the network completely. So sending a big shout out to him, in the sky. Right. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Franchesca D'Amore, and let's queer up gay culture. Helen Mirren crowns Tomatoes the newest Bicon on The Tonight Show. Helen Mirren has officially declared a new queer icon. And it's not a celebrity, it's the humble tomato. Appearing on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon with co-star Pierce Brosnan, oh how yummy, to promote Netflix, The Thursday Murder Club, Mirren caused a delightful stir when she linked gardening tips to plant sexuality. While Fallon showed off salsa made from a tomato he'd grown himself, Mirren jumped in with some advice. Wiggling a bent finger in demonstration, kind of like this, she said, quote, "Incidentally, I just want to give you a tip about growing tomatoes. You know the little flower? Well, a good way to get a tomato out of a flower is you have to tremble the flower like this." This is exactly what she did. Fallon laughed and protested, quote, "I'm not doing that at all to my tomatoes." Quote, "I've got to. The tomato is a bisexual thing, you see," Mirren insisted, prompting even more laughter. She explained she'd recently learned this because of her own tomato troubles. Scientifically speaking, tomato flowers contain both male and female reproductive parts, meaning they can self-pollinate or pollinate others. Ooh, sounds like fun. While that's not the same as human bisexuality, Mirren's playful framing has already earned Tomatoes a spot in queer pop culture. I love her to begin with. She's so
Yeah.
amazing.
She's everything.
But she was just iconic with this movement. Of, and Jimmy was just going all over the place. He was losing it, like so bad.
Wow.
So I want to come back as a tomato in my next life.
Right?
Oh, wow.
I'll be well accepted, I think.
Well, now I can't stop thinking about tomatoes self-pleasuring themselves, right? I mean, listen, I love Helen Mirren. She could play any role. I mean, she really can. She's incredible. She'll be in like a heist movie with all this kind of action around her and still hold her own, or she'll be like, in
The Queen.
Queen.
The Queen.
in The Queen,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And be incredible in it, you know what I mean? Little secret between us squirrel friends, I have a crush on that woman. It's the weirdest shit because she's old AF, and for whatever reason, there's something about her that, like,
She's
makes
so
me all
confident,
like,
though. She's just such a
maybe
confident-
that's what it is. It's that like that confidence. Like it looks like she could just like grab me and throw me on the bed and like do whatever she wants with me. I mean, not that she would want to, but in my dream she does. No,
And Pierce Brosnan is aging well so far, it seems.
he's a daddy,
Looks so
right?
great. He is
For
a
sure,
daddy.
Dad, yeah. No question.
He is a daddy. Well,
And I've heard good things about the show. I have not seen it yet. It is out. It's already launched, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, though. Yeah, right.
Let's go for
That's it.
tomatoes.
All right,
now.
buddy.
okay,
Fingers
everybody,
up, fingers
just
up.
get
No,
ready.
it's more of a rotating.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You don't get out this story right.
That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm William Haas, and let's square up the USA view. Supreme Court weighs cases that could harm marriage equality in America 10 years after legalization. 10 years after the Supreme Court's landmark Obergefell versus Hodges ruling legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, the justice will soon decide whether to hear the case that could upend the historic precedent. Sorry about that. The case comes from Kim Davis, the former Kentucky clerk, who in 2015 made headlines for refusing to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple, citing religious beliefs. Davis is appealing the $100,000 jury award for emotional damages, plus the $260,000 in legal fees, arguing the First Amendment's free exercise clause shields her from personal liability. Her petition filed last month marks the first formal request since the legalizing of marriage equality in the court to overturn Obergefell. While lower courts have rejected her arguments, Davis' legal standing makes her a unique vehicle for conservative activists seeking to roll back marriage equality. The court will privately discuss whether to take the case on September 29th, with a decision expected earlier than October. If accepted, arguments could be heard in late 2025 or early 2026, with the ruling by June of 2026. LGBTQ activists warn this is part of a broader push. In 2025 alone, 9 states have introduced or passed measures urging the court to reverse Obergefell. The Southern Baptist Convention has also made overturning the rule a top priority. If overturned, the 2022 Respect for Marriage Act would still require states to recognize existing same-sex marriages, but could allow states to ban the issuing of new licenses. LGBT couples in the Respect for Marriage Act enough? Is it just? Will the religious exemption language render it useless? Is it tolerance without acceptance? Legality without love's full dignity? Not to mention the log cabin Republicans who have long insisted the Trump administration would never threaten the gay community. Yep, right. The community could find themselves with no defense if the court rules against marriage equality. It is something Donald Trump could bear politically. The stakes are high and clear for the queer community of America. Hard-earned marriage equality may again be on the line. The LGBTQ community across the world will be watching this story. This is so sad. We fought so hard for this right, and this shouldn't even be a right. It should just be a human right for us to marry, anybody to marry, as long as you're happy. And for them to start attacking us over this stupid woman who, let me tell you, that was 2015 where she got all those fines. If I didn't pay my fines at 10 years, they'd be throwing my ass in jail.
Yeah.
So why didn't she pay her fines, first of all?
Well, I mean, do you really want to talk about Kim Davis? Kim Davis, first of all, there's oil to put in your hair. Do something with it, girl, all right? Second of all, she wants to fight for the sanctity of marriage, and I think she's been married and divorced over four times.
Yeah, 4 times.
All right, yet you're coming for my marriage?
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No!
But it's her hypocrisy.
But it's the hypocrisy that I can't stand, and that's across the board with many people.
And we also knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. This is the era of I told you so. Because we knew all this shit was going down.
Yeah, we did. And listen, folks out there, stop telling me to calm down about this, okay? Because I'm not stopping and I'm not calming down anytime soon, right? What was just read is that, yeah, some of us will be grandfathered in and no new people can get married, right? I don't believe that shit, right? Did my trans siblings believe when they freaking received a passport in the mail with their dead name and their dead gender, did they think that was going to happen? No. Did I think that was going to happen? No. But guess what? It did happen, right? Did a friend of my friend that is actually a U.S. citizen get taken to freaking Alligator Alcatraz because they didn't do due process? Yes, he got sent there. Is he going to be the only one? No, he's not. So I don't believe this. You know what I mean? At any given time, Satan can just decide, you know what? We're not going to do anything with this. We're not going to allow you as a same-sex couple to adopt here in our state. We're not going to let you as a same-sex couple to buy a home together. They can do other things to regulate our marriage that's not taking it away.
But also at this point, now you should be, funding your politicians that you support and going to SAVE events and, Equality Florida events and supporting our politicians.
But what are they doing? Are they doing anything though? I mean, William, the Democrats aren't doing shit aside from sending me a text saying, you want to give me $5?
Right.
Because that's the last text I got from Democrats right now doing something.
But we got to find candidates eventually that will support us and actually that will speak up for us.
The midterm elections will be here before you know it, and I don't see anybody.
Nope.
Also, let me say this, as a happily married person, to my husband, Kim Davis, you look like you were conceived at a family reunion, this girl. You have like the love child of Cartman and a garbage bag. You don't have a forehead. You have 14 acres and a mule head. You need to leave us alone. If you need to find somebody to touch you to preoccupy your time, you can find plenty of men that will happily take what little coins you have to make sure you leave us the fuck alone. Okay? Happily married person, will be happily married, hopefully soon.
No, thank you.
Okay, all right, then there's no hope. But we ain't bothering nobody.
No.
My husband and I are the most boring people on earth. We are at home in bed by 11 watching YouTube and cuddling each other. We ain't bothering nobody. And that is most gay married couples. So why are you incessantly, sorry, incest might be a trick word for you, Mr. Davis. Why are you incessantly worried about us, Miss Girl? Jesus Christ, get some bangs. First, second, last thing. Some bangs, some clip-on bangs. I'm tired of seeing your forehead on my Instagram.
She needs a gay friend to,
She need a friend.
She need a friend, period.
A forehead reduction, something, a neck,
needs a total
anything.
makeover.
Get her something built like a thumb. Next.
She's built like a thumb.
Girl.
Oh,
Right.
That's so insulting, the thumb.
Just married minding my business.
All right.
What worries me the most
Franchesca,
about this is if the Supreme Court does decide to hear this case.
Right, because they might not hear it.
Because they might not. But if they do decide, we have Roe v. Wade, that we saw what happened with that, and it's all based on the 14th Amendment, same premise, and we have a super conservative Supreme Court right now. That's a little bit worrying. So we do have something to worry about. So you're right as to what you were saying. What are Democrats doing?
I mean,
what are our groups doing? How are we moving forward with this? And there are groups doing some.
And there are people speaking up. Jasmine Crockett, thank God for her.
Right.
And there are people speaking up and out.
Right.
Finish what you were saying. Let Francesca
sorry,
finish,
sorry.
please.
So this has just come to the surface now, right? Like the reality of this, even like being presented. So I think things will move really quickly from here on out to see how we can defend our rights. I truly believe in our people and our organizations like SAVE and Equality Florida and, the UCLA, all these different groups that are really out there doing the work. They really are doing the work, but there's so many, we're being bombarded with so many different things that it's like, what's next? What's next? And that's part of, the political swing that happens back and forth. We've never seen this kind of a swing hit so quick and so hard, but we do all have to come together and do our part. and move forward.
Because they want us to look at this and not ask for the Epstein files or
Right.
something,
Right.
right?
But
Dale, you were saying.
well, no, I just was talking about, I just threw in there. It wasn't intending to, I was just talking about Jasmine Crockett and other people.
Sure.
And she's amazing.
She's amazing. But, you know, and in so many of these places, like here in Florida and other places, the Republicans have such a hold on everything. It's like, what can you do other than like just raise a fuss and raise a ruckus and post your stories? I mean, you know, it's so frustrating.
It's super frustrating. And you know, and again, I was a huge Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you know, fan.
But
I'm sending her awful things, you know, from now. I'm like, you know what I mean? And I feel bad for her because this is a woman I respected, who inspired, who was an incredible being, but she should have stepped the F down when she had a chance, you know? And now, no, I must die up here. You know what I mean? Like,
but
come on.
Of course, then they also stole that seat from Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's so many things. I mean, it's a really frustrating time to be alive.
It is. And we hear things like this and we post about it, and then our stupid friends are like, oh, you're overreacting. Why are you acting like that? We're not overreacting. We really don't know. Okay, Project 20.
If any, underreacting.
We are. Project 2025, about 75% of what they wanted to do to LGBTQ plus has already been put into motion. Okay, what are some of the stuff they want to put trans and gay people in Guantanamo? That's probably one of the next things that they'll probably start building. You know what I mean? I mean, we should be scared. We must be scared. If you're not scared, there's something wrong with you. Go to your doctor and make sure that you are alive, because these are scary times. And those moments of out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't affect me. Those days are over.
But also, too, I mean, straight people need to realize this too, because just because they're coming for our rights, what's next? You know, what's going to affect them? So really, you have to band together as a whole country and go after this and say, hey, we don't want this. We want to keep marriage equality for everybody.
I agree with that because you know, it's shown that a majority of Americans are pro same-sex marriage. You know, even now with everything that's going on. So yeah, we do have to go to our allies as well and shake them up a bit.
But isn't that also true of abortion? Isn't that also true? I mean, there are more.
Yeah.
Listen, there was a time in this
And it's
country where
still not
Very true.
So it doesn't make it. It's like it doesn't make a difference that the majority of people want something.
there was a time in this country where black and white people could not marry each other.
Clarence Thomas, hello.
Okay, yet Clarence Thomas is still, you know, fighting against our rights when he, you know, he's married to someone who, you know, he's married to a beautiful black woman, and like, you know, a beautiful white woman, and the point being that their marriage could be at jeopardy if they were going down the list of all the things, you know what I mean? Again, at the end of the day, if you're not a white cisgendered man, sorry guys, you're in trouble.
Good for you.
At least you didn't say fat.
She had to draw the line somewhere.
Tall.
And I wonder though, if you think, yeah, there's privilege in it, but I think all gay, anybody in the alphabet of our community is in jeopardy,
Yeah,
and some more than others. There's no question of that.
yeah,
But
we're all in.
everybody's on the line.
Yeah.
Well,
agree.
historically, it always starts, you know, with the smaller minority groups. So it
With the
was
lowest
trans
hanging fruit.
first.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I know some people they're like, oh, I'm sorry that you know you're going through this, and these are LG part of our you know alphabet soup, and I'm like, you have no idea what's really coming. You need
Right.
to really open
You think
your
you're the
eyes.
only one,
I mean, if you look at history, this is how everything has started.
Yeah.
You know, with the smallest minority, and
Hitler.
yeah. So it just keeps on moving that way. So we all really have to band together and
Yeah. And those log cabin Republicans, we haven't heard too much from them lately. Like, what's going on with them?
I keep on saying I want to go to one of their meetings. I would.
You should.
I would.
I mean,
what they gonna do?
we're
Mess with
protection.
me?
Right.
I don't think so.
I wish you.
I'll take
would.
Bonnie with me. We're
I
good.
know.
That's it. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. As a nonprofit LGBTQ media organization, we would like to thank our viewers for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We'd also like to thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ community's most popular pizza in South Florida.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. And these anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ community.
And if our community is important to you, please share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your lead anchor, FayWhat, and I wish you a fabulous evening on behalf of these LGBTQ reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Dale Stine, Bonnie Builder, Franchesca D'Amore, and William Haas. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we hope that you would join us by embracing love, generosity, bravery, by being transformative, and of course, being queer. Good night. Buenas noches.